sun rays on the snow of a winter long, in darkness without song. Oh, my heart's a fire, burning all desire. Only you remain, and life again. Love is all I know, sun rays on the snow of a winter long, in darkness without song. Oh, my heart's a fire, burning all desire. Only you remain, and life again. Too long I did stray, flung lifetimes away, imagined you did not care. I know now your smile was mine all the while. I listened and love was there. I can't breathe for love, all the stars above call to me, come home. Life's waves all end in foam. Only love can heal all the pain I feel. What a fool was I to turn away. Love is all I know, sun rays on the snow of a winter long, in darkness without song. Oh, my heart's a fire, burning all desire. Only you remain, and life again. Sun rays on the snow of a winter long, in darkness without song. Oh, my heart's a fire, burning all desire. Only you remain, and life again. Too long I did stray, flung lifetimes away, imagined you did not care. I know now your smile was mine all the while. I listened and love was there. I can't breathe for love, all the stars above call to me, come home. Life's waves all end in foam. Only love can heal all the pain I feel. What a fool was I to turn away. The saint is magnetically drawing me to him. With this thought, I heaped my parcels into the arms of Habu. He had been observing my erratic footwork with amazement, and now burst into laughter. "What ails you? Are you crazy?" My tumultuous emotion prevented any retort. I sped silently away. Retracing steps as though wing-shod, I reached the narrow lane. My quick glance revealed the quiet figure, steadily gazing in my direction. A few eager steps, and I was at his feet. Gurudeva! The divine face was none other than he of my thousand visions. Those halcyon eyes and leonine head, with pointed beard and flowing locks, had oft peered through gloom of my nocturnal reveries, holding a promise I had not fully understood. "Oh, my own, you have come to me." My guru uttered the words again and again in Bengali, his voice tremulous with joy. "How many years I have waited for you." We entered a oneness of silence. Words seemed the rankest superfluities. Eloquence flowed in soundless chant from heart of master to disciple. With an antenna of irrefragable insight, I sensed that my guru knew God and would lead me to him. The obscuration of this life disappeared in a fragile dawn of prenatal memories. Dramatic time, past, present, and future are its cycling scenes. This was not the first sun to find me.
I like to start with a reading from Autobiography of a Yogi, Babaji's meeting with Lahiri Mahashaya. For more than 3 decades, I have waited for you here, waited for you to return to me. Babaji's voice rang with celestial love. You slipped away and vanished into the tumultuous waves of the life beyond death. The magic wand of your karma touched you and you were gone. Though you lost sight of me, never did I lose sight of you. I pursued you over the luminescent astral sea where the glorious angels sail. Through gloom, storm, upheaval, and light, I followed you. Like a mother bird guarding her young. As you lived out your human term of womb life and emerged a babe, my eye was ever on you. When you covered your tiny form in the lotus posture under the Nadia sands in your childhood, I was invisibly present. Patiently, month after month, year after year, I have watched over you, waiting for this perfect day. Now you are with me. Lo, here is your cave, loved of yore. I've kept it ever clean and ready for you. Here is your hallowed asana blanket, where you daily sat to feel your expanding heart with God. Behold there your bowl from which you often drank the nectar prepared by me. See how I have kept the brass cup brightly polished, that you might drink again therefrom. My own, do you now understand? My Guru, what can I say? I murmured brokenly. Where has one ever heard of such deathless love? I gazed long and ecstatically on my eternal treasure, my Guru in life and death. We often think that the love we receive from our spouse or children or our parents or friends is the deepest love we can ever have. But it just isn't. There's always a condition, there's emotion, or there's attachment or desires. The only pure love is God's, and God comes through the form of the Guru to love us unconditionally, to give us everything that we need, to care for us, to protect us, to guide us, to bless us, to uplift us. This comes deeply and purely and unconditionally only from the Guru, God through the Guru. And people may say, well, this happened in my life. Master doesn't love me, or he didn't protect me, or this person died. Why did that happen? Master wasn't there. We have to realize we have our own karma, and the Guru, to help us, he will. But if it's something we need to learn, he'll allow us to go through it. And I remember Swamiji saying once that God and Guru are our life and our death. Whatever happens, they're there for us. And that love that we feel, it may be, sometimes it's a hard love. Sometimes it's confusing. You don't understand why this happened or that happened, or maybe there's health challenges or money or whatever. And we feel like, well, the Guru wasn't there for me. Well, I would say we're not there for him. And that love, you could feel it through the song Swamiji sang. I remember when he first wrote that song, and he tried several times to sing it, and he just couldn't get through it. He just would weep for love. And then finally he got through that song, and he said, Master told me how I could get through it without crying. But it brings tears. You just feel so uplifted in God's love. And Swamiji, he was a channel for that love. Master, of course, was. But as we lived with Swamiji, he loved us. He drew us through love. It wasn't personal. It was God's love. Everyone felt he was our best friend. Through the stories he told of Master, you felt how much he loved Master, how much love Master gave to his disciples. Through all the lectures he gave, it was always Guru, about the Guru and the Guru's love and protection and teachings and techniques. And you could feel very strongly, you can feel now, Master's love. To those who think me near, I will be near. And the Masters showed that to their disciples, which is why I read this about Lahiri Mahashaya. How beautiful. Who can love you like that? Just ask yourself. The way Babaji loved Lahiri Mahashaya and told him of his love when they first met. And Swami Sri Yukteswarji also, we feel like he didn't have any love. Well, he did have. He had lots of love. His role was more disciplinarian, but Master said when he came back in 1935 to India, and we've read an autobiography, he went to meet his Guru. And as he was going there, he saw Swami Sri Yukteswarji on the balcony just looking at him, waiting for him. And Master said that Swami Shri Teswarji just had his Master's heart was overflowing with his guru's love that was flowing from Swami Shri Teswarji to Master. And Master gave that to his disciples, as we read or heard about Dr. Lewis. Dr. Lewis, when Master asked him, will you love me as I will love you? He didn't show him anything. He didn't teach him anything until Dr. Lewis said yes. And Master said, okay, good. Now I can take charge of your life. Very important words. Not before. Dr. Lewis said that. He gave that promise, that vow to Master. Master said, now I can take charge of your life. And Doctor said, I didn't know what to say when he asked me that. He had never met him before. But he said, but you see, I could feel the love. And so I said yes. And I think that that's what we all feel. We don't quite know the teaching so well, or what is all that autobiography of a yogi. Really, everything in that book, I didn't understand hardly any of it when I first read it, but I could feel the love flowing. I could feel something happening in my heart that was so pure and so uplifting. And when Master blessed Swamiji on his heart, he told him, the first meeting, I give you my unconditional love. What a beautiful promise. And Swamiji, obviously, he didn't give that to everyone, Swamiji said, but he had earned that, and he was open enough to feel that love. And so for us in our lives, we have to realize that this bond with the Guru, yes, he comes, and you can be a disciple, but not really be a disciple. There was a man who was with Master for 12 years, and he left, and this was with Master in Master's lifetime. And the disciples, people came and went. Swamiji said it was like a hotel, honestly. People checked in, people checked out. They just couldn't take it. They couldn't face that love. And so this man left, and people asked about different people. And they said, well, Master, when will he come back? Because people came and they left, some came back, and Master said, never. He was never in, even though he had Kriya, he was a disciple, he was even a teacher, but he never opened himself to the Guru, to the Guru's love, God's love. That love is what's changing us. And so we have to realize that, yes, it's an eternal bond. Yes, the Guru's love is there, but we have to open to it. Like Senior Quran said to Master, Master said to him rather, I lost sight of you for several lives, but I won't lose sight again. And Senior Quran kept saying, please don't, Master, don't lose me again, don't lose me. And I love how Swamiji explained that. He said, it wasn't Master, the Guru didn't lose sight of the disciple. How can, I mean, just as I read, Babaji said, I never lost sight of you. The Guru never loses sight. It's the disciple who goes away from the Guru. And this is what happens, that we come across some better teaching or something, we think it's better, an easier path, or we don't want to meditate, or we don't want the discipline, or there's so many things. And we go away. Swamiji asked Master, he said, have I been your disciple for thousands of years? Master said, all I'll say is it's been a long time. And we have to know it's been a long time of going, coming, going somewhere else, being lazy, not knowing what we have in our hand to be able to go forward with it, being buried by karma, and being disloyal. There's so many things that take us away. But in every lifetime, the Guru is calling to come back through that love. And he calls through his writings. Master said he put his vibrations in Autobiography of a Yogi. And Swamiji said, maybe we'll hear this part of the talk in a moment, but he said there was a real power that turned him back towards that bookstore to buy Autobiography of a Yogi. He couldn't move. There was a power there. That power turned him to go and buy that book. The eyes of the Guru, they draw you. The voice of the Guru, he's drawing you. The vibrations, the chants, his voice, everything is drawing. That's all God's love pouring through the Guru to the disciple. So what do? We have to be receptive. Swamiji asked Master, how can I love you as you love me? And Master said, how can the little cup hold the ocean of God's love? We have to realize you have to expand yourself, be receptive, be open through the practices, through devotion, through talking to Master, through chanting Om Guru during the day, through your prayers, through looking at a picture of Master, through reading his writings, through being loyal to his techniques, through doing the techniques. We have to open ourselves to be receptive. There was one woman who said, I don't feel you, Master, as much as the others. He said, well, have you shut the door? How can I come in? But that love is ever flowing. I remember Swamiji near the end of his life, and it was all through his life, but near the end especially, he could barely talk. He would try to give lectures. He would give lectures, but he was so full of love and so full of bliss from Master that he could barely deliver his lectures. And that was God's love flowing. We have to know it's ever there, but we have to open. Door of my heart, open wide. I keep for thee. And people think they want to go through intellect. I've seen them. I saw someone come to Swamiji that's all he was just, he wasn't intellect. He was completely confused. And he had all these questions, and Swamiji kept answering, and the man, he left in a huff thinking he doesn't know what he's talking about. And if you go that route, you won't find. I don't think you can find God. And Master told Swamiji, said, you're going to have a long, dry path until you get devotion. And Swamiji got a harmonium. He learned how to chant. Many of you do chant. Many should be chanting. And he prayed. Swamiji prayed for love. He prayed to God to open his heart for devotion. And I can say when I saw him near the end of his life, he was so full of love. That's all there was left, was that love. That's where we want to be. Master didn't want him to lose his intellect, but he wanted him to also be balanced and develop the heart's love. Suffer the little children, which means allow the little children to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of God. Master told these words to Swamiji, open your heart to me. I will enter and take charge of your life. God bless all of you. And I'll ask Nitendra to come on the screen now.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. I'll just share the list of questions. The first question, Dhyanaji, is, I like to hear other gurus talk. So is that being disloyal?
The way Swamiji put it was inspiration versus instruction. Now, some people can go for inspiration. If you're strong enough on the path, I remember him saying he did not go hear anybody or read anything until he was solid on the path. And I would say after 40 plus years, I don't feel solid on the path. Master said that you're not safe until you go into nirvikalpa samadhi. So I think you have to decide. If you feel you're strong enough, you can go here an inspiring talk by others and not feel drawn. There were many different people who came through Ananda, different Swamis that Swamiji invited, in fact, and some people left with them. They left. And so it's tricky. And then to get an instruction from someone else is just not right. I remember Devi Ji saying this a great story that she had gone to a talk, and this is often happens. And afterwards, the guru gives a technique. You shouldn't stay for that. So she stayed and she went up and he was giving a meditation technique. And she said, well, I already, this was early on when she first got on the path. She said, well, I have a technique. Oh, this is okay. It won't disturb you. And that's what you hear these people saying. And so she got that and she went back and she told Swamiji, it was a mantra. She told Swamiji that I went to this talk and then there were several of them. And she said, and this man, he gave us a technique at the end. And Swamiji said, find time to tell me now. And just see, like, he was not pleased with that. Like, why would you go there? And I know of someone who took Kriya from us and after some time went to somebody else and said they went to a talk and ended up taking Kriya at the end of the talk. I just said, why would you do that? You already had Kriya. Oh, well, I just had to, everybody was going. It's not a light thing and it's not the best of karma. You just have to know. God gives what we need, the guru he needs. And Master said this, loyalty is the highest law. So I'll leave it to you. If you feel you can strongly go there and not be influenced, and be strong, still strong on your path. And let's face it, still do your own techniques. I would love to see that happening. There's so many people, I don't want to energize. I don't want to get up and do Kriya. I don't want to. And how about this? Have you read the 150 books on the counter, you know, at the boutique? Have you, however many you can get your hands on, have you read all of them? So we still have a lot of work to do. To think you can go off somewhere else and think the grass is greener over there, I would say think again.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. The next question is, how can I feel Master more tangibly? And what will I experience?
It's got to be in your heart, not in your brain. I was somewhere yesterday studying. It was an outdoor, an outside place. It wasn't at my house. And there were people around, people walking and people shopping and various things. And because I was focused on Master, I just felt so blissful. I almost wanted to weep. I just said, how can I feel so blissful? It was because I was focused on the guru. I was preparing for this class and a class tonight and I think tomorrow and every time I go there, I just, it's another world. So you have to take a book with you, take a picture with you, take the talks with you, go for a walk with the talks of Swamiji or Master. You got to work on it. You can't just say, Master, I'm here. Where are you? He is always there. And Master said he felt God's presence in the New York subway when he was writing the poem Samadhi. He must have been in Samadhi. He said, no one took my ticket. In fact, nobody saw me. And so I think you've just got to work at it. You can't assume on the guru. And I just think he's always there. The question is, where are you? Once you figure out that question, I think that the whole thing will be answered. Our mind goes off somewhere else. But in the midst of, you can be on the bus. You can be at the mall. You can be at a restaurant. I mean, really, you could be anywhere and God can open your heart and you just feel like, I just barely could keep my eyes open. So work at it. Try it today. And just keep in mind, Master said to those who think me near, I'll be near. And he said, this other beautiful thing in brief, that he said, I will be at some places like, I don't know, at a talk or a center or whatever. I don't know his exact words, but he said, I'll be sitting in the back while the chanting's going on. And no one will see me, but I'll be there. So sweet, isn't it? So I think draw him into your house, draw him into your meditation room, draw him into your living room, turn off the television. I mean, there's so many ways. I think Master is saying, hey, remember me? I'm too busy now, come back later. After a while, it stops coming. You don't feel them, no?
Absolutely, Dhanaji. One last question, Dhanaji. How can Master help me with my daily life problems? Because sometimes I feel alone in making decisions and need his help.
I'm going to tell you a dramatic story. I'll make it short. I read this yesterday on Ananda.org. This woman, a disciple, Kriyaban, she was in a bank, and a bank robber came in and robbed the bank. And she was just completely freaked out. She lost her center, everything. Everybody was screaming and all that. So then when she left there, she went, oh my God, I lost my center completely. I didn't think of God or Guru. And then she said, I'm just going to be thinking of God and Guru and chanting Om regularly, not just when there's trouble. So she started doing that. And she went to the same bank. Believe it or not, there was another bank robbery. Can you believe this story? And she said, this time I stayed in my center, and she got knocked down. She helped another person crawl out of the bank. But she said, I was calling on Master, I was calling on God, and I was okay. That's the difference. Call on God no matter what, not when you just get in a bank robbery scene, but anytime. Call on God all the time, not just when you're going to the hospital, an emergency room. Call on God. When you have little problems, you have big problems, you have whatever it is, kids, relationships, money, just, Master, what should I do? How am I supposed to know what to do? You're the Guru, and let him help you. I think we don't open the door wide enough so he can come in. When we do, he comes and he takes charge of our life. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Natindra. Bye-bye.